Welcome to Short View Trading. It's your morning market hit for Monday, 7th of February. What matters today and this week for traders? Well, what a week that was. Classic wave 2 relief rally in terms of a classic pullback, which normally typically those have three waves. And the way they play out is you get a wave 1 sell off, the initial bout of selling that we had to the lows on the 24th of January, those intraday lows we saw Monday a few weeks ago. Then you get your wave 2 relief rally when you bounce and you typically retrace 60 to 70% of your losses. And in fact, as I'll talk about in a minute, this one was absolutely perfect in terms of hitting key ratios. And then you get your third wave of selling, your third wave, which is a wave of selling down to new intraday lows or testing those lows put in on wave 1. So we've been playing out the perfect pattern so far. As I mentioned in this wave 2 relief rally, we retraced in fact 61.8% of our losses, as you can see in the chart in front of you now. That's the key Fibonacci golden ratio. This is often found in markets and often sets up key resistance levels. As we see, the S&P 500 last week rallied nicely right up to that level, touching it on Wednesday around 45.80. which is where the ratio is. The intraday high was 45.86, so pretty much on the nose, and then starting to soften over the course of the back end of last week. So wave 2 seems to have played out in terms of the relief rally. The question is, where are we now? Are we going to have a wave 3? How's that going to play out from here? Well, certainly, if you look at some of our models, they're starting to generate sell signals. The model in front of you now that you can see, the risk appetite scoring system is at high levels. If we look at the technical scoring system, it's also back on sell. But that's not across the board. A number of indicators are yet to get to that level. Something like the put-to-call ratio is still looking pretty interesting on the buy side. So judging the wave 3 is always challenging. Timing it's always difficult. Wave 2s often go on longer than you expect. And to see how we're playing this, please see today's Daily Rag, available to subscribers, where we outline our full thinking on our models and on the interpretation of the market, and on when we think we might roll over into that wave 3 and where you should find entry points into short positions where we suggest you should think about that. So that's available to subscribers on the website. If you're interested in a free trial, please click on the link below. Sign up for a 7-day free trial. All we need is your name and email address, no credit card details required, and we'll send you the Daily Rag for free for 7 trading sessions. So what are we watching today and this week? Well, there's a lot going on the geopolitical front, the macro front, and in terms of central bank speakers. In terms of the central bank speakers, I'd focus on Lagarde in particular. She's in front of the European Parliament, the Economic and Financial Committee, meeting today, later on this afternoon, no doubt talking about the Lagarde pivot that we saw last week when she raised the idea that inflation risks had tilted to the upside, and we got a more hawkish ECB message at their meeting on Thursday and her following press conference. That'll be key, that'll be watched closely, as will Hugh Pill on the UK economy. He's the chief economist at the Bank of England, and Governor Bailey giving his annual Mansion House speech, and 1 or 2 speakers out of the Fed as well. So central bank speaker will be watched closely. On top of that, geopolitics, of course, the Russia-Ukrainian situation rumbles on. Macron is in Moscow today meeting with Putin. That'll be interesting. President Biden's meeting with the German leader Scholz. Again, potentially interesting and a key focus of markets. Over and above that, lots of macro data out this week. Look at the US consumer price inflation on Thursday. Look for that. That'll be key. That's critical, as is Michigan sentiment on Friday. It's the first estimate, and UK Q4 GDP, along with other bits and pieces throughout this week. So that's your morning market hit for Monday, February the 7th. Thank you for listening. Please do subscribe to these videos on YouTube. Simply search under Short View Trading and click on the subscribe button, or follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and or Facebook. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Trade well.